So I finally tried a Hollow Knight game, SILKSONG to be exact. Wasn't planning on it, but saw the hype and everyone was already praising the first game so much. Played it on PlayStation 5 for about 7 hours, so this is a first impression video, not a review. Before I get into it, I have to commend developers for something that should be a regular occurrence, but in this modern gaming age is rarely found, which is not taking advantage of consumers that have emotional control of a 3-year-old child. So no DLC, no deluxe editions, which are biggest scams currently in the industry in games that have no microtransactions, no pre-order bonuses, no early access. Thank you Team Cherry for showing the true gaming spirit. Just because of that, SILKSONG deserves recognition and support. That's how it should be. No ifs and or buts. Price $20 or euros. Now on to another important personal information about these types of games. Platformers are my least favorite gaming genre and the side-scrolling camera is my least favorite camera perspective. That's all entirely subjective, based on nothing, and I'll put that aside because that's not fair towards the game. Thankfully, I know how to put my biases aside to analyze and give every game a fair chance, you worried bastards. SILKSONG is not a platformer only, I know that. It's a Metroidvania with a bit of Souls and platforming in it. By the way, I also despise the fact that touching every enemy damages the player in games like these. I would understand some enemies, but every single one, come on. First thing out of the bat that can't be ignored is the art style. SILKSONG is a beautiful handcrafted game with loads of details in every location. It's also cute as fuck. World is incredible. Each location has a bunch of its own distinct details. Just look at these places. My eyes were never bored of it, even when going through the same location 20 times. There's so many things in the background and small details at the forefront. For example, in Hunter's March, small ants pick up shards and rosaries that drop on the floor and carry them. Rosaries and shards that drop into fire on the floor burn up. Enemies with helmets can't get hit by jumping downward attack. There's an incredible amount of details like that constantly popping up. I was amazed. Small details like that tell a lot how developers look at their games. Small details like that increase quality per minute, which is a measurement I preach about a lot, which in modern gaming, especially AAA's copy-pastes, has been a lost art for obvious reasons. Details take time and creativity, which shows a love for the game, something most publishers don't care about. It's more about churning out products left and right. That is why the success of games like SILKSONG is important. It's a testament to something good and pure, something we lost in most AAAs. Of course, if the game isn't any good, what is the point then? Thankfully, SILKSONG is brilliant, and that is coming from someone that can't stand games like these. That same art style goes for characters and enemies. They're all bugs and fit the world perfectly. Colonies of fleas, ants, hornets and whatnot can be found and interacted or battled with. For example, fleas are known pilgrims that are trying to reach the Great Citadel, same as our hero. You can see their devotion and their simplistic God-fearing thinking. So when our hero comes riding a giant bell beast as a way to travel around, which is cool as hell, one of the pilgrims gets scared shitless. There's also dead bugs in the background that with great music invoke melancholy a bit at times, which can be atmospheric. I love small details like that as it immerses me more into the world. There is not a single thing that took me out for it for a second. Then these colonies also issue quests like to find and save other stranded fleas, collect pilgrim shawls, mossberries and similar stuff. Nothing special, just something to pay attention to while exploring it to fast forward the rosary grind. Gameplay is quite simple and yet quite appealing and tight. It's a combination of platforming and combat sections. Often both are combined into exciting and challenging gameplay. Again, small details play a huge factor. For example, we can bounce back projectiles, throw our knives to cancel out enemies' thrown sharp tools, combine different attack patterns like a couple precise downward jump attacks into jump attack, and then when sprint is unlocked a whole new arsenal of attacks opens up. I'm not particularly good at these types of games, but maybe this fantastic boss fight can showcase some of the possibilities. What I love about the gameplay is that every move is used in many different forms and as an advantage or detriment against certain enemies. For example, simple slash attack can push enemies into environmental hazard and deflect at times enemy weapon attacks. Sprint unlocks dashing attack, ability to easily jump and skips on larger enemies, and jumping dash attack. It's quality, not quantity, and it works fantastic. All very tight animation and precision wise. That is why boss fights are difficult. Those require utmost precision and good attack readings. Bosses are diverse in their appearance and playstyle, so every boss is going to be a different type of challenge, which is awesome. I lost my shit many times over, but in the end got the bastards by being precise and patient. Aside from bosses, there are also mini-boss-like fights where enemies from that area are crammed into a small room with the player and then chaos ensues. Can be quite challenging as well. Overall, I really enjoyed the gameplay and the challenge, but the game can take a piss at times. For example, there's a huge spike in difficulty in Hunter's March compared to anything I've experienced before. Game became quite annoying for a bit there. No bench to rest until much too late. Most fun enemies to battle by far, but most difficult as well, and when combined with red flower platforming mechanic and easy health loss due to spikes, it becomes an annoying part of the game. By the way, if you're having issues with red flowers, use D-pad instead of analog stick, and use downward jump attack only upon falling down close to the flowers. Took me a bit to figure it out. With analog sticks, it's a nightmare. What I didn't like is the map. Huge chunk of the economy revolves around putting things on the map, which is fine, but knowing where we are on the map is difficult to assess. Purposefully obscured, which pissed me off. What is the point of hiding where we are? It just creates unnecessary confusion. At least in games like Super Metroid, one portion of the map is highlighted to showcase where we are. Can't see the point in such a mechanic because it's not that difficult to get lost and forget about certain paths, shortcuts and how to get to them. It's also quite strange the duck and slide mechanics are not implemented. Think it would lead to even better gameplay. Thought that such moves are mandatory in side-scrollers, but alright. Summary is that I quite enjoyed SILKSONG and can see why people appreciate this game a lot. It's brilliantly constructed, full of small details, things to uncover, great level designs, aesthetically masterful and with great gameplay. Not to mention fair developers. 20 euros for SILKSONG is a no-brainer. If I would have to rate my first 6 or 7 hours, it would be 8 or maybe even a 9 out of 10. And that is coming from someone who dislikes these types of games a lot. Anyway, Patreon subscribes are merch in the description if you're interested in helping the channel further in my endless battle against the algorithm, and thanks for watching.